This is the Tarzan book I bought a few years ago, and wanted to show you guys some of the great artwork in here. Glen Keane drawing, no doubt. Just so you can see some of the great work that goes into making these pictures. So background paintings in this were awe-inspiring, I thought, and the development concept art, like this one by John Watkiss. I met him one time, a long time ago, saw some of his art, and then realized that his art was in this book, and it just blew me away. So I'm sure you guys have seen this movie, and it's so impressive. The behind the scenes stuff is so good. Another one by John Watkiss, and I think this one and this one are his as well. And that one. And these are done with pastels, color pastel. Another one. You can get such great effects using different media. Then we get into the storyboard drawings. Wonderful drawings showing emotion, personality. I like this. Ink pen of some kind. A Glen Keane drawing. They might be fine line markers, felt markers for all I know, but it's a very different look that you get with that than you do with a pencil. So, really great stuff here. This looks almost like Conti crayon. So if you can get your hands on this book, I would highly recommend it. It says Frank Nissen did this artwork here, and using white on top of the dark to show the effects of the lightning behind them as they're fighting. Great effect. And these are gag drawings that the crew does just to blow off steam because they're working 90 hours a day. Gate fold out. Such great drawings, such great artwork here. So Tarzan was handled mostly by Glen Keane, so a lot of these drawings are his. And they used a computer to do these moving backgrounds of him sliding on these very thick tree vines through the jungle. You see a lot of behind the scenes thinking of what he does to get his sketches, his motions. And Tarzan in the jungle, hanging on a tree, sliding on a tree. Background painting is just, oh man, so great. Here he's broken down the anatomy of the musculature of Tarzan in these two views, three views. Here he's showing his crew how to draw various parts. The hands here. Hands and feet, Tarzan's feet. There's some of the crew there. I guess they did a lot of his sequences in Paris. So he had a crew of animators over there. Awe-inspiring work. Wow, another character. This is Drawings of Jane by Ken Duncan, who was her supervising animator. You see his sketches. You can't do drawings like this or what Glenn did unless you do life drawing. And this is the what's this character? Professor Porter. Chris Buck was the supervising animator for this character. So each of the main characters gets a supervising animator who looks over all the animation of the character. The bad guy, Clayton. Randy Haycock, supervising animator for Clayton. So I'm guessing most of these drawings are his. Kerchak, the supervising animator on Kerchak was Bruce Smith. Great drawings here. Visual development, painting by Paul Felix of Kerchak, running through the jungle. Here's a picture of Bruce. Some of Bruce's drawings. Wonderful stuff here. And this is Kala. This is Tarzan's mother. Looks like she was played by Glenn Close. And the supervising animator for Kala was Russ Edmonds. Baby Tarzan. Look at these drawings. There's the baby. Such great drawings here. Such life in them. John Ripa was the supervising animator for the baby Tarzan. And a little playmate, Turk. Mike Surrey was the supervising animator for this character. Elephant. Oh. Sabor the leopard, I guess. This is such a great art of book, making of book. Look at that painting. Brian Jowers. Impressive. That's got to be a John Watkiss painting there. And for comparison, this is a background painting from Bambi. You see the similarities. Not everything is tied down with a black line around it or hard edge paint around it. You keep things a little bit loose. Tyrus Wong was the art director for Bambi way, way back. Visual development drawing by Paul Felix. That looks like it's just pencil and paper. Wow. Inspirational stuff here. So if you're doing your own film with whatever media you're doing it in, you can take inspiration from these Disney books. I haven't seen the movie in a while. I need to check it out again. Look at these drawings. Whew. Phil Collins did the music. Great painting there. So coming to the end of the book, and you'll see these pages of credits of who worked on this movie. Look at this. Two pages, and you can hardly see the names because the type is so tiny. If you were to look at a Disney film from the 70s, there would be just so many names up in front, and that would be it. And at the end of the movie, it would say, "The end, so long, see you next time." But look at all these credits for all these people that worked on this movie. Whew. So many talented people, and they were giving them screen credit, which is really great. Wow. So that's my review of this book, which is a great review. And if you can find it, I highly recommend it. It's probably out of print by now, but you can probably find a used copy of it somewhere. So until next time, keep drawing.